Welcome back to OnComics, and today we are going to explore The House on Haunted Hill back in 1959, and I contend that it is one of the best scary movies ever made because it doesn't rely much on the use of special effects. All the effects that are used in the film are very practical and well, I'll just leave you to discover in the course of the film, which is free on YouTube. You will undoubtedly enjoy it. Um, it does, in fact, star Vincent Price as well. It should. Uh, it comes from Allied artists, and as a result, is pretty much a foundation for Hammer films to come. The uh, the film centers around a millionaire who is offering the guests of his party $10,000 to survive the night. And should they all survive, he's going to pay them. And we discover this is that the scary events kind of zoom in on the young lady here, um, and she sticks close to I think his name is Jared, the uh, the handsome actor from Big Valley. If you ever watched Big Valley back in the day, so all the scary things seem to happen to her and are placed in question. So, I want to pause that right there. These are all recognizable actors, at least in 1959, and I'm going to park it right there and suggest this is a murder mystery horror movie, and it definitely relies on the uh, the guest's ability to get out before midnight, because if they fail to get out before midnight, they are locked in the house. Everybody is locked in the house with no way out. The place has iron bars that a jail would be jealous of, and a solid iron door that can't be opened except from the outside. Now that makes perfect sense to me. That's the way I want it. Um, which is the most incredulous part of the story. Um, this character, played by Elisha Cook, is the one who reveals all of the uh, horrible histories of the house and the murders that have gone on there. And all murders in the house are unusual. There's no simple shooting or a simple stabbing that occurs. There's any simple murder. It just doesn't happen in the house. So that is the premise before you. And when this shot occurs toward the end of the movie, remember at the end of movies, when back when we used to go to movies, people would suddenly stand up. And timed with that expectation, Elisha Cook freaks out on screen. So I'm planting that as a seed so that when you go watch the movie, you'll see a pretty interesting uh, outcome when the movie ends. It's kind of comical. Vincent Price, whoops, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Let me go back. One more? No, forward then. There we go. Vincent Price is the is the unequivocal star of any horror movie, and except for the case of remakes. I think it's fair to say most remakes that Vincent Price is in, the original was probably at least a notch better. Uh, but I would never throw shade on any Vincent Price movie that you catch yourself watching. His wife, this is back when women were beautiful on screen. And shame on me for forgetting the lady's first name. Her last name is Omart, and she is a pretty compelling presence. She can really turn on an expression, like turning on a light in a room, and she's a different person when she does it. So I think you'll enjoy sorting that out. So here's our cast of characters, minus the wife. The party is originally the wife's, but for some reason the husband hijacks it and provides his own guest list. There is a line that is said, but you already know, and there you are. I've given you the line that solves the whole story, and it's buried. I had to watch it twice to find it. So, given that, I am going to step aside and let you go find that on YouTube. It is free to find that on YouTube. And in the meantime, I am going to bring us up some. Hey, welcome to Sergeant Rick Rowley and the Temple of Tiamat. This is a preview of. There, I will now click the right button. I'm going to play for you a preview. Subscribers to my channel have seen this before. This is a preview of some pages that are in my IndieGoGo campaign, the Temple of Tiamat. And if you go to throughcomic.com, you can find a download of these pages for your own personal enjoyment. They are copyrighted by me. I hope you will enjoy them. And reach back to me. Drop me a comment if you have a better suggestion on a scary movie that's genuinely scary, or a comment about the Temple of Tiamat. And I'll be here when you come back. Hey, welcome to Sergeant Rick Rowley and the Temple of Tiamat. This is a preview of the art that has been put together for the first few pages. It will serve as a prologue for the Temple of Tiamat graphic novel. This is a comic that's being produced in response to Lucasfilm's desire to ruin Indiana Jones 5 by erasing Indiana Jones from history. The first page I'm showing you is the inked cover in kind of a Brian Ballard style, and we have some high-resolution inked art where we get to see Sergeant Rick Rowley, and in the background is the dragon form of the goddess Tiamat from Babylonian times. And that is what she looks like in her human form. She, of course, will need some kind of form that human beings can relate to as she negotiates with, swindles, and otherwise takes possession of the minds of human beings she encounters. And you can tell which side she takes in the World War II conflict by her choice of garmentry. On the first page of the comic, we have Sergeant Rick Rowley bursting out of the wooded lines above a pathway used by the French resistance, where he stumbles onto the backside of an improvised machine gun nest and quickly dispatches the soldiers that have been placed there to kill presumably unarmed civilians. On the second page, we see the conflict take place between Rick Rowley, his men, and the Waffen SS that have been put in that position. And you can see that they are in a tree line that has taken quite a bit of damage over the days and years of the war. At the bottom of the page, rather, you can see that the Waffen SS takes a maximum beating. We follow that up with medics catching up with Circus Company, Where Nothing Is Fun, led by Rick Rowley, and he is taking some advice from the medic and getting some information from the sniper's lookout. He finds out that there is nothing strategically taking place, and he looks into the valley below, trying to figure out why in the world there's a machine gun nest placed on a ridge. He doesn't use hand grenades here because he doesn't want to attract additional attention. All of a sudden, there is sound. The sniper takes up a spot. His men jump to their feet, and they are prepared instantly to do battle, but they don't know who to do battle with. Barefoot, which is probably not his permanent name, climbs up a tree and reconnoiters with Rick. The radio man and the archivist make for the front lines, as it were. They're behind lines. It makes for the combat line of Circus Company. And then we have big British bullet blocker, whose helmet barely covers his head, and he just simply looks through the trees, cannot see anything more than the snipers can. But Barefoot, from his location and his extreme tactics training, we'll call it, is aware that there is a French underground commotion below them on the trail. Rick Rowley deduces quickly that the commotion is between the French underground and, of course, the Waffen SS. They scurry down the hill, avoiding detection, but find themselves in a bundle of bushes and mostly helpless to help the French underground without killing them in the crossfire with the Waffen SS. Rick hatches a plan, gives some rapid orders, but before he can execute his plan, the Waffen SS starts roughing up the French civilians. Hey, guess what? We're now on the Twitters. You can look us up at OnComics on the Twitters. If you want to go there and follow us and get whatever great new information is coming along, because there's always something. But lo, you ask, what about the other social medias? Oh, that's heartbreaking. But what I'll do for you is I'm going to send you over to my link tree, and that is linktr.ee/OnComics. Don't worry about the capitalization. You will be taken then to my great page, link. That is everything that is currently going on that involves this, that, or the other thing. You will find some free comics over at the main website. Click on that and you'll have a great old time. And if there's anything else you need, be sure and hit me up through one of those mechanisms. I will talk to you when I can.